This week on Live Action News Now.
Unless a pregnancy is passed or there is something unhealthy with the pregnancy, you cannot have an abortion anywhere in the state of Florida. But what we can do is...
Did this abortion facility find a loophole in their state's heartbeat law? Also, a group of lawmakers demand answers on the alleged poor treatment of jailed pro-lifers. And should a church be required to pay for abortion coverage? Live Action Nation, let's go. Hello and welcome to Live Action News Now. I'm your host, Juan Garcia. And if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel so you can stay up to date with all your must-know pro-life news. Okay.
We have made a connection with a abortion provider outside of the state of Florida, and so we have financial assistance and transportation and lodging and all of that to get you there.
An undercover recording has revealed at least one Florida abortion facility is allegedly responding to the state's law protecting preborn children from abortion after 6 weeks gestation by paying for women to have abortions out of state. According to Created Equal, there have been reports at Florida abortion centers that the volume of patients has not decreased since the heartbeat law was put in effect on May 1st. That audio from Presidential Women's Center in West Palm Beach confirms that abortion centers in Florida are not killing babies after 6 weeks, but are referring mothers to abortion facilities in border states and, as you heard, paying for transportation, housing, and other expenses so women can still kill their babies. There ain't no compassion there. So sad. The facility may still be making money off the women they're sending out of state, and they don't appear to refer this woman to any helpful resources in Florida to help keep her baby. Now this. A group of lawmakers sent a letter to the Department of Justice following troubling reports that several jailed pro-lifers are being denied necessary healthcare services while in prison. The letter brings attention to the situation of pro-lifers Heather Adonai and 74-year-old Jean Marshall. Both women have been convicted of violating Freedom of Access to Clinic Entrances, or FACE Act, and conspiracy against rights for their involvement in blocking access to the shady abortion business of notorious abortionist Cesare Santangelo in October of 2020. Remember, it was at his facility where pro-life activists exposed possible illegal late-term abortions and infanticide, as the heartbreaking images of the 5 babies who appear to have been killed in late-term pregnancies, including one estimated to be possibly as old as 32 weeks, blew up on social media. And by the way, people often say that late-term abortions don't really happen, but about 33 babies past 21 weeks are murdered every day in America, and those numbers are from the Guttmacher Institute, the former research arm of Planned Parenthood. So yeah, the letter was signed by Congressmen Chris Smith, Andy Biggs, Harriet Hageman, Chip Roy, Claudia Tenney, Debbie Lesko, and Andy Harris. Follow Live Action News for updates on this story. Okay, should a church be required to pay for abortion coverage? A New York Court of Appeals has rejected a challenge by the Roman Catholic Diocese of Albany to a state law that requires all employers to offer, quote, medically necessary abortion coverage under their health insurance policies. Governor Kathy Hochul weighed in on the court's ruling, calling the churches right-wing extremists for fighting a mandate that states they must pay for the killing of preborn children. But let's not forget, it doesn't matter how much you try to justify or argue or play semantical gymnastics. The fact is, abortion is not healthcare, it's homicide. It ends the life of an innocent human, and making a church or anyone pay for that just ain't right. Moving on, personhood for frozen embryos. The Texas Supreme Court is considering whether or not to take up a case of Caroline Antune, who is seeking personhood for her frozen embryos. The embryos are currently the property of Antune's ex-husband, Gabby Antune. As the IVF contract had stated, he would get custody in the event of a divorce. Antune, however, is asking that the embryos be considered persons and placed in her custody. Yikes. The former couple had welcomed twins through IVF and kept 3 remaining embryos frozen. Antune said she did not fully understand the gravity of the contract she had signed regarding embryo custody and had hoped that the Supreme Court's decision overturning Roe v. Wade just 5 days before their divorce trial began would impact the judge's decision and allow her to keep the embryos. She argues that Texas's pro-life law protecting most children from abortion beginning at fertilization also protects frozen embryos. However, the end of Roe v. Wade did not change laws regarding frozen embryos or the IVF process, even in pro-life states such as Texas, and a judge ruled the embryos to be property of her ex-husband. Side note, we all agree that human life cannot be property, right? Okay, bottom line, the destruction of any human embryo is wrong and unethical. From the moment of fertilization, every human life deserves to be protected and defended. And finally, Tennessee and Delaware become the first states to offer Medicaid coverage for diapers. The Tennessee approval comes as part of Governor Bill Lee's Strong Families Initiative, which was approved by lawmakers in 2023 to increase support for families. And the Delaware initiative comes as part of a larger attempt to improve services and health outcomes for Medicaid recipients. This is big. According to some estimates, a newborn will use an average of 10 diapers per day, while older babies need around 150 diapers per month. For the latest in pro-life news, visit our website at liveactionnews.org and follow us at Live Action News on social media. That does it for today's show. I'm Juan Garcia. Thanks for watching Live Action News Now. Be sure to like and subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so you don't miss any updates. See you next time.